just keep filming. I don't know. They're probably delayed on purpose while they pull it through.
What would that mean?
They delay it while they pull it through. So the police can bring their fine. Which then I can challenge in court. Yeah? Thank you. You can only film. You're allowed to film.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so I'll just let you know that my name's Constable Wolsey from Logan Central Police
I
Station.
can't hear you because you're muffled.
Okay, well you heard me before, okay? So,
No, but you were standing
fine.
for
As I said before, my name is Constable Wolsey from Logan Central Police
Wolsey.
Station.
Yep.
Alright, so I've just asked you to put on a mask and you're refusing to, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, why don't you want to put on a mask during the lockdown, sir?
Because the law does not apply to me. It's not even a law.
Can you explain to me what you mean by that?
Well, it's not a law.
Okay, but what do you mean by that?
It's not a law. So there's several different reasons. But I wish to articulate that in court, please. So please give me a fine and I can articulate that in court.
Okay, alright. So what you're saying is you do not wish to put on a mask?
I am not putting on a mask.
Okay.
What's the issue here, sir?
Well, the issue is that I don't want to put on a mask. And
First thing I'll introduce my name to you. Constable Saad will take it from Logan Central.
what was your name? Sorry?
Saad, S-A-A-D.
Saad?
Yep.
Yep.
Saad will take it from Logan Central Police.
Yep.
So what's the issue here?
Yeah, so I'm happy to get a fine and go to court and challenge them in court. For not wearing a mask. Apparently that's the offence I'm being alleged to commit, I take.
So basically you know the circumstances we're going through.
The circumstances are the government is claiming they're making laws, which they are not making laws, so it's not even a
Let's
law.
not talk about the law, okay? Let's talk about the circumstances surrounding us at the moment in this difficult time of coronavirus.
So I know that one Queensland coronavirus death has been removed from the tally because there was a man that died due to a mining accident, and it was falsely called a coronavirus death until the coroner spoke up. I know of another case where Queensland, and that was blamed on coronavirus.
So my intention
therefore,
today,
yep,
my intention, regardless of what you believe or other people believe,
yep,
me and my friend here,
yep,
our intention, and so as other police officers,
Yep.
so as the Queensland Police Board, our intention is to keep the community safe. How do we keep the community safe? Is by taking measurements, taking safety measurements.
So do you know
So
how
for
they...
example, I hate this mask, I don't
Yeah.
like it. But
Yeah.
for safety reasons,
So do you know how they come up with the idea of having a mask? There was a study and it involved two hamsters. This is true, you can look it up in medical journals. They petitioned the hamsters with a surgical mask, and then they said one hamster didn't get coronavirus. That is the whole basis of wearing a mask. The pores in a mask are, is it 100 or 500 times larger than the virus particles. The virus has never been isolated and purified, therefore it cannot even be said to exist.
right. So which one do you trust? An article by someone or your government?
Well, I don't trust my government when my government lies to me and they get police. I have nothing on with the police or whatever, nothing against the police, right? But if the police are going around harassing people, I understand, not you, I'm just saying in general. If they're harassing people based on fake law, that is not law, it is pervert direction, therefore there is no standard. There's no jurisdiction. There is no law that is being standard.
At this stage, we're calling an officer in charge
Yep.
while I'm having this conversation.
Yep.
Hey, sir, what's your name?
RJ?
RJ. Okay.
Yep.
What's your name, sir?
Yes, Ross.
What's your name? Okay. How about it all today? We're getting knackers? Yep.
And it's like with the mask, why do children under 12 not have to wear a mask? There's a virus, no, I'm not going to attack 12-year-olds. Why did the lockdown start at 6 p.m?
The advice was
Yeah.
given is lockdown between 6 a.m.
Yep.
Friday, I believe.
Yes, it was.
6 a.m. Friday to 6 a.m.
6
sorry,
p.m.
6 p.m. Friday, 6
Yep.
p.m. Monday.
Yep.
So that'll
For a
be tomorrow.
virus that has a 14-day incubation period.
Exactly.
So therefore, 3 days.
identified a case with the
Yeah.
new deadly virus. which is more contagious, more dangerous than
It's not more dangerous, it's supposedly more
my understanding.
But-
I'm not a
Yep.
scientist, but this is my understanding.
Yep.
That's what everyone says here.
And so, look, we just don't want to get into any sort of argument. What we would, you've got your
Yes,
food.
I'm not arguing.
Yeah, okay.
I want a fine, so I can take it to court and have standing.
What we would love to happen right now, because
Yep.
we obviously don't want to have to give a fine unless we have to. We would just love for you guys
Yep.
to just go straight home.
Yep, but
If
please
you're
do
not
give me a
wanting to-
fine. I intend to get a fine so I can challenge
So
it
if
in
you
court.
can just go home, it would be very appreciated.
Yep, but I would like a
All
fine.
right, thank you for your time.
Please give me a fine.
All right, off you go. Thank
I
you.
wish I had a fine though.
So you may leave now, please. Thank
How
you.
hard is it to get a fine?
So, as I just said to you, we would like to avoid that unless we really have to. But if you're happy to go home,
But
then
please-
just
yeah.
head home,
But
please.
can you
All right,
please
thank you.
speak to your sergeant and say that I'm requesting a fine?
So you're requesting a fine because you just want to make a big deal about it. We would just love for you to just go
I want a
home.
fine
Okay.
because then I can
Alright.
challenge it and get all of the COVID directions in
So it
Queensland
just
thrown
seems like
out.
you're looking for a fight, sir, which is not what we're
I'm not
after.
looking for a fight.
We
I
would just like
respect
to
you
have you
as
go
a
home,
person
please.
and as an officer.
Your partner's already left, so can you please just leave the store and just go straight
Yeah,
home?
but can you please give me a
No,
fine
thanks.
when we're
All right.
outside?
No, enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
first. How hard is it to get a fine in Queensland? Thank you.
Pretty hard.
They won't give me a fine.
Want to say something?
What's that? Oh, yeah, so I just went to get some food and they've said they won't give me a fine. I've insisted on getting a fine. They've called their boss, the sergeant of the station presumably, and they're refusing to give me a fine and just asked me to leave. And I said, I'm happy to leave, but can you please give me a fine? And, you know, what can you do to get a fine in Queensland with this purported face mask so-called law? It's so ridiculous, and they won't even fine me when I try and get a fine. So it's very ridiculous, in my opinion, and I'll just keep talking till either officer comes back in case he luckily does give me a fine, but he's not giving me a fine, and that is not helpful. And it's probably taken a while.
Huh?
He's probably taking a while. Like, just if he walks past, he might say something or whatever.
That's what they were.
You know, I've walked past Roma Street Police Station on Monday. I've walked past the police station here multiple times, about 10 times, and no one will give me a fine. What can I do to get a COVID fine? Of course, you know, I don't want a fine for something like doing an actual real crime or breaking a real regulation. But, you know, I want a COVID fine. So I can challenge it in court, particularly a mask one, because, oh, actually I do have a mask. Maybe, should I put my mask on? I'll just stand back away from the entrance in case McDonald's says I'm going to rob it or something. What's that? Yeah, I'm just waiting in the middle here.
Okay. I got one. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's you. Yes.
So I might want to just walk on now or something.
Yes.
So I've got my mask on now, so am I still going to get a fine? No, they still won't give me a fine. Yeah. Probably can't even hear me, but I open my breathing hole so I can actually breathe somewhat. And
We'll catch up.
yeah, bye.
Oops.
Probably get a fine for littering by accident. Oh,
There's actually somebody in the car.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Quick, just stay there, I'll just cut this.
That's right.
So I've got my mask on now, and I don't want to knock on a police officer's window or anything like that, otherwise I'll be seen as an aggressor or something, but hopefully the other officers out soon, and you probably can't even understand me. I couldn't understand the officers properly, even though there was basically a claim that I was pretending that I couldn't hear them, because the officer was like, oh, well, you heard me before, but then he was standing in a different spot, and, you know, am I supposed to have super hearing? I need to rely on people's mouths moving too, so I can see what they're saying for something.
Yeah, we've got a
What's
helicopter.
that? What's that?
That's it.
I'll hold that.
Alright, cool.
I got my mask on. Police chopper's probably after me. What's this douchebag doing with a zombie mask? That is what it is. And then that could be really clever and just wait here forever, and then they'll say you're trespassing now, so you must remove yourself. But, you know, how ridiculous is this? At least you get some pretty clouds like they did in my little life before. And there's a lot of birds hanging around.
There's some beautiful clouds out.
Yeah. Trying to think of something to talk about until an officer comes out, because then maybe he might change his mind. He probably won't. Okay? Why aren't officers going after the person that chucked some rubbish on the ground before? Rubbish all over the place. And instead they're, you know, talking to people about not wearing masks, but then not finding them. So, you know, life's interesting. I think he's just waiting in there.
He's probably on the phone there and going, just wait till they go.
Yeah.
Can't bother.
Yeah.
Too much paperwork.
Yeah. No, how much paperwork is it really? They're just going to sign a little thing and then put a court brief in and whatever. Anyway, you can keep walking then, I guess. Maybe I'll still film if you want, or not if you don't.
Yeah.
So this is McDonald's at Logan. And we've got a pretty bridge over there. Apparently the theme colours are red, yellow and blue. Because I saw red, yellow and blue on a, like a, what do you call that, a retaining wall saying welcome to Woodridge. And is this Logan or is this Woodridge? Or?
That's Woodridge, yeah.
Oh, so this is Woodridge McDonald's. And then you aren't allowed to eat in there, but you can eat somewhere else, apparently.
We can eat on the ground.
Might as well pause the video. We'll just stop it. If anything happens.